So nightlife, there's Farm City.
Hmm?
There's
I don't
Sorry,
want to go
what?
clubbing at
Isn't that
Farm
where you
City.
get fish?
I'm sorry, that's where you get fish
yeah,
and
but
chips.
people party there.
What?
How?
So what I'm
Why
saying,
are you doing that?
What do you
No.
mean they party where they get? So you be smelling of fish and
Excuse
party?
you? No.
Are you joking? What energy now?
The hot topic energy.
Hot
Like it's
topic.
just rigid.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're
Very
not
professional.
up to the task, you just feel fidgety.
Huh.
You feel me?
You talking to y'all? Y'all
I'm
listening?
talking to both of you.
It can't be me.
Both of
I,
you. Right
I
hand
look
and-
at that.
both Barbies on the right and the left.
What that?
I mean, I
go
would
there.
take the Barbie compliment and say thank you. It's on brand. We're trending with what's going on this week. Everything else, I'm not quite sure where I should take it from. But yeah, welcome to Terms and Conditions, Sunkyo.
Wait, that's actually the name. Wow.
Period. So he, I don't know
People
how
are about to
say.
go into like a proper agreement, if that makes sense.
I'm
It feels like I need my lawyer here.
Oh, you're not about to sign anything away.
Okay.
Anything you don't want to anyway.
Yeah, you know when you get terms and condition applies, it just feels like
Well, the terms and conditions do apply, so they're up to the task, I believe.
Period. I mean, I don't want this to be like an interview, but like we said, it's a bit like feel very formal. So I want to play a game just to loosen up a bit.
it's
Just a
best-
little bit.
best shots for the game.
I mean, what?
Mhm.
If you
I'm
want
feeling-
any
I'm feeling-
alcohol
this is
brand
starting to
dude
feel
that
like the
wants to
shade room.
sponsor us, we
I'm
have a
feeling-
No, you
table.
don't even need them to
and we
sponsor. I just need
I'm feeling the shade.
I'm not
very
feeling the
quick.
shade. I don't really be working here like that, so I don't
No,
really
because
feel
it's
it.
started with
shade.
shots, so I'm like, okay, I was about to say like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
get me?
no, let's.
So we're
So
taking
maybe
this.
say
We're
water.
taking this. Adding this to our terms and conditions. Shots. We
Shots
wanted you
apply.
to be hydrated. You just came
And I
back
feel
from
more
a night
like
out.
a notepad and pen to just sign. That could work as to shot.
I mean, I didn't like to sign things in this money, but sure. I mean, let's really talk about it. But we'll take on the feedback. So next time Sunkyo comes on, part 2, because you're gonna come back, like especially when
I'll
It
think
drops.
of-
when
I'll
it
think
drops,
about it.
we're gonna bring shots. We're gonna in fact we're gonna bring the club for you here. We're gonna have a
I mean,
pole
we already
here.
have like the
You know,
lights and all now.
Yeah,
so
we're doing
it's just a
bit. We'll set up the scene for you. So
Makes sense.
we have feedback. We have something to work on. But I want to play a game, right? So we already know your name.
Yeah.
So instead of your name, give us like, I guess Sunkyo is not your real name, right? You have a.
Yeah.
So are you happy to tell us your real name?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so give us your real name and a fun
I
fact
like that Shaya
about
asked
you.
for consent.
I asked, it's terms and conditions. I'm making sure.
Okay, so my
Yeah.
real name,
Dun,
I'm gonna say
dun.
real names are Ojulari Olasukomi Fuad, aka Sunkyo.
I like that. I like the
Wow.
name
I thought- I
Ojulari.
want to kneel down for you.
Olasukomi.
Oh.
Sukomi, Sunky. So, yeah.
Then the O
So it
comes
just makes
from-
it easy for like people that don't like Yoruba to just, before they start cracking their head, Sunky.
Sunky. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What's your fun fact?
The fun fact should be that actually it's outside life.
You hate it?
Yeah.
Wait,
Dun, dun.
back up. I'm confused because you're the face of outside. So
Yeah, so
or one of
when
the
I
faces of outside. So please explain to me how do
Okay,
you
so-
rate outside?
I feel like when it comes to outside, it's more of like a when I'm in my show, think of the idea or it comes to my head and I'm like, okay, I think I'm taking it outside, she's just gone. So once I'm done, like it's bringing the results, I'm just like, okay, run back home.
So question,
Yeah.
have you done outside? Okay, because I know that, okay, see, when you do something for fun, it's quite different from when you do it for work.
Yeah.
When you do it for fun, there's the thrill, there's the excitement, you're happy, you're gay. But when you do it for work, it now becomes to feel like, I start feeling like, this is work, deliverables. Is that why, were you always an outside person? And then, you started doing this for work and you feel like, I'm not an outside person anymore.
It's not necessarily that. It's just more of a, I feel like I just feel like people don't do it like the right way, if that makes sense. And I just feel like,
You do it better.
yeah, so I'm just like, okay, no, you guys meant to do this way, you meant to do that way. Yeah, so it's more of that than like, so every time it comes my way when it comes to work, I'm just like, oh my God, bring it on. Let me just show them how it's done. Yeah, but me typically, I would just be on like the beach house, just with like 3, 4,
Nigeria is
5.
actually a funny thing about
friends,
people that
man.
are
So-
socialites.
Yeah.
Like people that, are known socialites.
Yeah.
If you actually really deep it, they're quite reserved or that
Yeah.
they're introverted. I think
I was
that's
about to say,
interesting.
is Sunkyo your alter ego then?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it that way
Yeah.
because with my real self, when I
Sasha
say
Fierce.
or let's say Barbie.
Ooh, okay.
Barbie
okay.
first.
Yeah, so like when it comes to like, I would rather just go to the beach. I'm in like private beaches, like in La Share.
No vex. So.
With like
Sorry
4,
for those that are going to
5.
public beach houses.
No, I didn't mean it that way. So like
You had
I'm
to put
saying,
a-
like
come in.
I don't
3-5 entry.
But wait, do you not think
It
like
doesn't roll
beach
with the
life is also
masses.
seeping into nightlife a little bit? Like I feel like sometimes people organize mad ass beach
yeah.
parties.
So it's always been
Mm.
yes, that right, but like it's called a private beach house for a reason. So it's private
No
because
peasants allowed.
Damn.
I'm just
Oh, yeah,
worried. Don't
they
worry.
said
Go.
I know that's
it's not from my mouth.
I said it with my full chest. Beat me.
But
Beat
yeah,
me, don't
like
beat me,
it's
please,
more
I'll
of
cry.
so that's like the initial
Mhm.
purpose, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, people take it overboard and just have the whole public thing going on there. But like naturally, a private beach house is just meant to be like
Private, yeah.
yeah.
But speaking of like, obviously now inside, how beach houses run. Tell me, what's the crazy? Because I feel like you're outside.
Yeah.
No, I don't even mean you're outside as in you are physically outside. You
Yeah.
as a person are outside.
Yeah.
As I'm seeing you, I'm seeing outside.
Mm.
But like now, tell me, I feel like you have so many experiences of this is Lagos. Even during the daytime, we do usually meant. Now imagine when everybody don't off flight. So I feel like there's so many experiences that you have.
Yeah.
So tell me the wildest night you've had in Lagos. Like a night that from start to end was just back to back to back.
like on the beach or on the land.
Any,
It is
In
both.
the
Okay,
sky,
give us land and
on
in
the
the
train,
sky.
anywhere.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
know
the
there's something
sky,
called the High
actually.
Man Club though, but okay.
Keep going on.
So I would say that one of my craziest phase, I'm not saying night, it's
Mm.
like a phase, will be COVID, right? So like COVID was happening, then obviously you have the like restless team like me that like, Sunky, what we're gonna do? We need to go out. Like I know obviously we shouldn't go out. So that baited ghost town,
Mm.
like on the beach.
Hmm.
So we leave like evening, was like off curfew time,
Mm.
go to the beach house, do our thing, come back when coffee is over.
It's
We
given
did,
like
we did that for like 7 Fridays.
really.
7
It's
It's given
Fridays.
very speak easy, like very like underground.
And that was
You-
so crazy that yesterday night, stroke this morning, my Snapchat memory brought
Brought
back one
that
of the
up. That's- I
craziest.
like
yeah.
that.
That was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
Mm.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Shay, what's the wildest night you've had in Lagos? I
I
feel like
mean-
no, Shay, come talk through.
Wildest, you know what? I feel like going out in Lagos in general is wild. Like you can always, like I feel like you plan to go one place. So let's say you want to start your night at W, and then you end up at like Kulok's, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Like as
Yeah,
I'm leaving
they
Kulok's,
look
people
like
are going
kids.
to work.
And you are
There's
doing
only
morning
one time.
after.
Like the first time I ever left Kulok's, first of all, why is it's just dark? Like you don't even know what time it is. First time, like not first time. I left Kulok's once at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was confused. Like I
8
came
o'clock
out
as
and
in
I was
how
like,
when banks open,
sunlight,
8
a.m.
Yeah.
Like
Lara Kuti.
you
And
know
it's
when
so
you're looking at your
funny
phone, like,
how-
is it broke? And I
No,
was
it's
like,
not even that. Like, it's so funny how you open the door, then that's when your
Yes.
eye just occurred to like,
What one? What's the latest night you
I
ever
went
come
back,
back
like,
home?
is my phone broken? It was crazy.
12 noon?
And the counts.
1 p.m.? Or you just, 24 hours?
Yeah, we've actually done 24 hours
Well,
before.
damn.
Yeah, Kulux.
Kulok's does a
Yeah.
24-hour party actually.
No, more than 24. I think it's 36.
36
48,
hours?
yeah. Yeah,
Are
there's
people
like
doing club-a-thon? Abi, what?
like you go home, change into your PJs, come back, go home, change to
That's
that kind of
wild.
energy. Yeah.
That's wild. It's giving
What's
festival.
your
like a
wildest
whole
night
new
in
world
that?
on the
My
top.
wildest night. I think my night, like my night movement proper was probably when I was in university. So waka, go here. Like it was one particular experience. Because what doesn't have to be good. I had a very like crazy night, like
Did you
2021
do
or so.
private uni?
No, I did. I went to University of Lagos. So
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So you
We
didn't
didn't have
any-
uniforms, curfews, and
Yeah.
the rest of the things secondary school students, I call them
So
so
you
private
got like
schools have.
Thursdays.
Yeah, I said what I said.
Damn.
You guys go out like Thursdays.
Unilag students.
Yeah.
Last time I was there was 2021, so I don't know what they do now.
Well, because normally when I was in Unilag,
Oh, you went to University of Lagos.
yeah, that's why I read accounting, and there was no
Interesting.
weekend.
High five.
There was no like weekend thing. It was always like Thursdays, because most students like need to like get picked up with with their parents like on Friday. Yeah, so our club timing was like on
Do
a
you mind if I
Thursday.
ask when you went to University of Lagos?
Dun, dun.
No.
How young are you?
2014?
2014. That's when you left.
Yeah, 15, 2014, 15.
Okay.
So
You left when?
Me, I entered in 2015.
Okay, so that's
I
giving like
thought
my
2015.
sons like yeah.
Yeah.
You used to meet Nathan.
I saw him on your Insta. He's adorable. I entered what they call it 2015, and 5-year course
So
because I
you
did law.
entered when I was leaving.
I entered after
Where's
you
the
left.
uncle in my name?
I left after. I entered after you
Sam.
Where's
left.
the uncle in my name?
I entered after you left. I mean, I'd rather call you daddy, but okay.
oh,
I mean, if we're gonna do that, but yeah, clubbing in Lagos was, being in university. You used to come back, like when school hostel.
Yeah.
So you know that they open hostels like 5 a.m. this and that.
Yeah.
God, we'll go clubbing. We'll have to leave before 11 because they're gonna lock school gates by 12.
12,
So we leave
yeah.
before 11. You get to the club. People are the first people to
You
get
guys
there.
actually used to follow the rules, because I remember
Who are
then.
you guys? I'm the law. I've been called to the Nigerian bar. I'm not a Unilag student anymore.
No, but like I was saying, so
Them.
back then,
Mhm.
because when I was still in uni, we never like 11 o'clock wasn't like a whatchamacallit. It was like
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So when
no,
it's 12,
eh?
you see the convoy
yeah.
as the gatesman, and you're like,
That convoy, oh my
you know,
God, yeah,
you don't have a
wow.
choice than to open this gate,
Mm.
because you don't want that amount of humans to like.
I
Oh,
didn't
Hold
go
on,
to
you
this
know,
was
university
the
yeah.
in
time. Like, you probably
Nigeria. I
just
have
like
no
settled
idea.
down. No, but you get to the
What
club
school did
by.
you go to?
I went to uni in Sheffield.
Okay, makes sense. She didn't school here.
I did not
Yeah.
school in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I just been nodding my head like yes, yeah. The gates, yeah, that was my that gets my oga. I have
Your
no
guy at the
idea.
top.
I don't know.
I mean, like clubbing as a university student was definitely different from like clubbing as an adult. Because
Definitely.
you get to the
It's
club
more
early
expensive
and
as
you
an
had to leave
adult.
the club late. I think there was a time
Yeah.
when was it Cubana or Escape and the lights literally went off on us because I think the club finished by like 3:34. And we're just here like this now, our mini skirts waiting for them to open the because obviously you
school
can't
gate,
leave
yeah,
because you
can't
get to
leave
the school
school
gates.
gate,
It doesn't open
yeah.
till like 5:36.
Yeah.
Just sitting there at the club and the cleaner is like, Auntie,
You're
please let me
joining the
shift your
cleaners.
leg. I'm
Might as well
just
have
like, should I help you carry this plate to the kitchen? Let me make myself useful. So I mean, clubbing as a university student was definitely like different from clubbing as an adult. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think my wildest night had to be when somebody punctured our tires at Bolivar. So you know how those people.
But that's so recent.
Eh?
You're so much of a Gen Z.
I know I'm proudly Gen Z.
Did you just say Bolivar?
I'm yeah.
You didn't say
Bolivar.
case place like 11:45.
What the
Yes.
11:45
Did you
a.m. or
meet that?
p.m.
Aye.
See, I'm a smart
talking
girl.
about
I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not ashamed of it.
I'm a
I'm
young
gonna tell you
babe.
Bolivar. I'm gonna tell you Cubana.
When
I'm
did
gonna
you finish
say
school?
Shai, when did you finish school? When did you finish school, Shai?
So back to the topic. Wait,
When
wait.
did
when did
you
you know you're
finish
not getting
school?
out of this? We're ganging up
I
against
feel
you.
attacked.
You are being attacked.
Personally,
2022?
No.
I am a Gen Z though.
So when did you finish
by
school?
heart.
At a year of some point in my
The year of
life.
the
So that's
dragon.
2021.
Huh?
When did you finish school?
I finished school. I actually finished school. Let's just be happy that I did. let's just
school
say that.
almost finished
Well
you,
done,
Abby.
Shire. You finished. Oh,
Mm.
that thing beats me. I finished school. We thank God. But I want to ask, right? So from what you're saying, your stories, you seem like you've always been into nightlife. When did you officially make it like a career? Like, how did you and when did you start making money from the outside?
Okay, so aside the whole secondary school baby steps of it, do you get?
Mhm.
Because like I remember very well, it was my friend's birthday party. See me, let me say birthday bash. That was the word.
Did you go to a
Uh,
private what secondary school did you go to?
So I had like a private junior school, which was
Oh, okay.
Yavatex Junior Secondary School. I was getting wild. My father took me to command the secondary school. in
I don't know. You
Ikeja.
give off vibes or something. I probably
Yeah.
went to ISL. I don't know why.
No,
Yeah.
if I had gone to ISL, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, Unilag came. I joined
Mhm.
like a rave club whereby we just group of like sweet boys in the school, different faculties,
Mhm.
but we just felt like we had this whole uniqueness of trying to throw parties. So yeah, that was like the first era of making money. Inviting girls,
Sorry.
come together with a party.
How did you make money from throwing the parties like back in uni?
Okay,
Like,
so back then in uni, or
Mhm.
like now, all you needed to do was like we get a space, pay for the venue,
Mhm.
we wear like publicity shirts.
Mhm.
Do you get? So if it's the name of the park, I remember very well. Jima party, we had like a party called like So Beautiful, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had like customized shirts. The whole Fuse boys wear the
I feel like
shirts.
I'm
When I
one of
started
those like
partying,
BlackBerry-based
Yeah, and then we
babies.
go to like, did you meet Love Garden in Unilag?
I love gardening too. You play.
Yeah,
Stop.
so then
Stop playing.
whatchamacallit, the Lagoon area.
The Lagoon Front,
Yeah,
when
Lagoon
bad
Front
things
New.
happen.
So we
yeah.
just like, we have
Were
like
people
days
allowed
we
to throw parties in
gather.
Lagoon Front back then?
No,
Mafia
no,
base
so
will clamp down on you.
yeah, no. So what we did was we go to New Hall, all wear like the
Yeah.
same shirts. So imagine you seeing like 10 boys wearing the same shirts. We're just with flyers, like physical flyers,
can
not like
picture
Actual
this in
paper,
my
not
head.
as to the
stories
E for
anymore.
yeah. So it was BlackBerry then. Do you get so like
BlackBerry
can I
days.
get
Stories.
yeah, like,
Stories.
like, can I
Oh
get
my
a
God.
pin?
Yeah.
Please come up party. Yeah, then you needed to like get like cabs for like girls.
Mm.
They were called e-taxis then.
And
As
do you
for
guys ever
now,
do
they
like
call
the
it
buses?
Uber. No, we're too bougie for that.
No vex. so.
Yeah.
While I felt the
and
entire hair's
the buses couldn't like, it was a night thing. The buses were meant for like the tour or like you want to go to like museum. Yeah, but when you need to do like night activities, you need to like reach out to like the what do they call it? E-taxis.
Oh, okay.
Which is not like the Uber kind of thing. So New Hall, Thursday, you see like 5, 10
Moremi,
e-taxis,
Kofo,
Moremi,
them.
Pads. Yeah, like, oh my God, it's about to be a sweet
We've
night
been
out
new.
there. Yeah. Yeah, so it was that from then. Then after the night, we come, we share the money, although the Chifo used to cheat us.
Okay, people were on that. You were apprentices.
Yeah, so they're like Chifo, like you have like, it's
Yeah,
hierarchy now.
definitely.
Yeah. pretty
So now the
much.
question is, because I know a lot of people that, still know quite a number of people that, in university,
Yeah.
they did the whole nightlife thing, but God forgive me, they're no blue.
Yeah.
Nobody cannot blow, it's normal, but
Yeah.
yeah, some people know. It's like, we want to know, let's point us like the trajectory of how you went from, okay, I'm doing parties in university, and now this is me, Sunky O, a brand. How?
Yeah.
Okay, so with aside the party part of it, I was that guy that just felt like, so I grew up in a house whereby where we're living, the downstairs of this was for this Yoruba Nollywood kind of marketer. So I grew up seeing all these celebrities.
There's a last code, them. Ooh.
Her name was Ade's Queen. Yeah, right. So like she was she was the only female doing the whole thing them Alaska was doing. So you had the likes of them Ogogo, all these Peter Williams come.
You grew up bougie.
Yeah, so
You grew up knowing
but then
people.
again, my dad was like the richest man on their side, selling the drinks.
Yeah.
So when I'm coming, I'm like, I want to pass all these celebrities and all of those things. So I just some encourage passes. So he grew from there. I'm like, nah, man, it needed to be more than just train parties. Because I grew up seeing all of these stars. I'm like, really, and maybe not really the Yoruba side of it, but like then again, I just needed to be known too. Do you understand? So maybe that was the part. I'm like, nah, man, I wanted more. So during those period, I jumped on things like it's Salat Campus Ambassador, things that like I knew that, and there's just fight for competitive stuff. So as I was doing the whole club thing, they are just telling you, oh yeah, I started being a night that is it's Salat Campus Ambassador, is a something. It was just always like on
Something
the
was
side.
like-
So
Yeah,
you've always known, like from the very beginning, that 9 to 5 wasn't for you.
I won't say I always known. It was just more like I was getting more onions or more flowers from
Doing that
yeah.
one.
I tried that part. Even when I got married, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go into it fully. So I did it for like 4 years. I worked like in Alpha Morgan for 2 years. I did Union Bank for 2 years.
Oh, so you've actually had
And
a
you were a
corporate
banker.
side.
Yeah.
So what made you say, corporate more fashion more? I want to go and be a
Because I realized that even in the corporate world, I was still doing something like similar, which was I was working
social
with
sec.
I was working with the corporate communication.
Uh-huh.
Which is like just a corporate name for the same thing I do out here.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand? So then I realized that at the end of the day, irrespective of how you're trying to be humble, going on this journey, that's just some bullshit you can't take.
You can't, oh my God.
Yeah, so it was more like
I
I'm
agree.
like Sunky showtime.
I love that. Sinky showtime.
Yeah, so like I just dropped the whole
So
investigation.
now,
I'm like,
walk me through, because when people hear nightlife, Nigerian nightlife, everybody
Yeah.
thinks Lagos.
Yeah.
There's no other states, no other city that does nightlife in Nigeria. In
Yeah.
Africa, if I dare say so, like Lagos.
Yeah.
Agree to
Yeah,
disagree.
it's even called Lasgidi.
It's
Like
Last-
it's,
Yeah.
they even
you
changed
get,
the whole
like,
name.
Lagos nightlife. So like
Yeah.
now, when people hear nightlife though, or conventional, when people hear nightlife, they just think, oh, probably like clubs. Let's just go to
Yeah.
clubs and parties. But I know that there's so much more
Yeah.
to Lagos nightlife. We have premieres, we have concerts, we have clubs, we have parties. People are even in their own small spaces doing game nights where things get really. So just walk us through the different aspects of like Lagos nightlife, even the ones that we're not probably aware
Yeah.
of. So please.
So with nightlife, right, I feel like that's one major reason why trying to be like an advocate of it. It was part of a thing that like I chopped better beating for. So it wasn't
What
necessarily
you mean
called
beating?
like
Sorry,
a nightlife.
physical. Okay.
So I'm saying like physical, like I was like growing up that time trying to do like this whole party thing. But
Yeah.
because I'm for like a proper Muslim one. I'm a
Mm.
Christian by the way, but like I grew up a Muslim. And my father was like, sending you for accounting, is coming into my room, is saying list of dynamics award, best club, best student, best popular student. Like, I'm at more on school. Do you get
But you
thing?
said your dad was selling alcohol, right? Or selling
Yeah, so like,
drugs?
so that was, do you get? So that was the
That's
funny
I
thing.
they call it
Yeah,
cognitive, it's
Muslim.
called cognitive dissonance. When
Yeah,
what
so-
I'm doing is
You're
not what,
following
like,
my
what I'm don't follow what
footsteps, why?
I'm doing.
Yeah,
Do
so
what I
like,
want you to
bro,
do.
he doesn't drink. It's that bad. Like, he just sees it as a means of.
Revenue.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, but,
separating
like,
the
I just realized I'm like, yo, this is actually something.
To keep going on.
So with nightlife, I just felt like it's the thing of a misunderstood industry, or let me say misunderstood space.
Mhm.
Is not necessarily like Nigerians or Lagosians don't want to accept it as same way that you say, oh, there's a Nollywood, there's a tech industry. People don't want to say there's a nightlife industry. But whether I like it or not, there is actually a nightlife industry. Yeah, so that is what people like us as
Can
stand
you,
up for.
can,
I
I, can you
agree.
help me? Sorry, because we hear Lagos big boys, Lagos big
Yeah.
girls. Who's a Lagos big boy? Who's a Lagos big girl?
Who's a big
Be
daddy?
honest, yeah. Define
So
it
to
for
be
us.
honest,
And
I'm
who
not
are
gonna
ballers?
lie.
Uh-huh.
Lagos big boy or ballers, don't you want to know?
Ah,
Both.
Lagos big boy,
Oh, wait, are
Lagos
they
big girl
separate?
ballers.
So
They're
Lagos
separate
big
too.
boy is different from Lagos Bola.
Okay, so I would,
Some Lagos big boys
so
not dey
this,
ball, sha.
so I feel like it's like a personal kind of definition thing,
Okay.
right?
Let's have it.
But the
Let's have it.
average definition of when you say someone is a Lagos big boy, personality check, socialite check, money to spend check, yeah.
That's not what I heard. Some Lagos big boys don't have money to spend, but okay.
On check.
On check.
That's what I said. Personal
True.
definition.
Then who are the ballers?
But so the ballers are like the people that make things happen, the movers and the shakers. You understand? They don't think twice before they
Who are
swipe
the
the
biggest
card.
ballers in Lagos?
I don't know. I'm not. About
Hey.
Well, no, I'm asking for a friend.
I'm
Yeah,
asking
ask
for
for
a friend.
yourself.
Yes. In fact, who the ballers? Where they at? Where
Don't
they
worry.
at?
So that's
How
when
do you
it's-
recognize a baller as well? Because you get some people with
so
their-
so definitely, I would tell you one thing for free. It's not a thing of recognizing. It's more of like a
a vibe check.
record thing. It's more of like a record.
So you have
Like,
records of the ballers.
Yeah, so it's a thing of you're doing this.
Don't be by showing, it's by
yeah,
doing.
it's by doing. It's like your name's on the streets. They know that. Yes, so your records
When
are
your name
speaking
rings
for you.
bells.
It's not audio. Do
Mm.
you understand?
Mm.
Like your name is out there running before they meet you.
Give us a
Now
name.
that's a baller.
Give us a name.
Not for my mouth.
Well, now.
So wait.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Can I say you have like a black book of the people that?
Oh
This is-
yeah. So like I mean, if in nightlife there's a guest, it's called guest listing. No more like a black.
Yeah.
book. Yeah. Hell yeah. There's a guest listing.
I want to drop this book. Let me.
And so that's what you get to pay for, like when you come to consult a lifestyle company.
Okay, now.
Oi.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's go to Dorime. The Dorime culture
Yeah.
in Lagos nightlife. Because, sorry?
I was glad to sing Dory, me, Dory. I don't know. And then
Because
ding,
now-
ding, ding.
Nightlife. But it costs. We can't lie.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
yeah.
There's literally a whole... People turned Catholic Dorime to Interimo, Terima Bende.
Can you
Do you
imagine?
get? So like, it's because now, okay, as someone, like retail and, club prices,
Yeah.
you go to a store, a bottle of tequila is probably like maybe 15K, but you go to the
Did
club.
you just say 15? What
Well,
club is that?
No, I
No,
said
no,
go
we
to a
said
store.
the supermarket,
okay.
the shop right,
Eh?
Ebano.
Is it not one shop?
Renee,
Oh, that's
supermarket.
You go to
You go to the
you go to
supermarket,
supermarket
right?
and it's 15K, 19K.
It's
When you enter
affordable.
the club and
The zeros are
the
extra.
zeros are
There's even
usually
comma.
empty. So now it's like
Commas.
it feels like, oh, if you don't have money, you can't really enjoy nightlife.
Yeah.
Watching like even like movie premieres now,
Yeah.
if you're not in the circle of money or
Yeah.
if you don't have an influence, you can't go there.
Yeah.
Concert tickets, I remember going to concerts when in university, concert tickets prices, they were still like 5K.
Mhm.
10K was even like expensive. Now, somebody is showing you, oh, regular is 60K.
Ashake's concert December. How much was a table?
You have table, you have VIP, you have yellow band, black band, this and so it feels like, oh, there's just this consumerist culture about Lagos nightlife where it's like, oh, if you don't have money, you can't enjoy
Can't sit
it.
with us.
Yeah.
Why?
So I will feel like I will tell you one thing for free. That's like a wrong narrative, right?
Okay. Please feel free
Um,
to change it.
Just like how you go shopping, you don't necessarily see people, even if you're the most stylish person,
Mm-hmm.
if your pocket is saying Zara, you're gonna go Zara, right?
Facts.
If your pocket is saying H&M, you're gonna go H&M, right?
Mhm.
Then if your pocket is saying Fendi, you're gonna go Fendi.
Mhm.
So that's the same thing with nightlife. So nightlife, there's Farm City.
Hmm?
There's
I don't
Sorry,
want to go
what?
clubbing at
Isn't that
Farm
where you get
City.
fish?
I'm sorry, that's where you get fish
yeah,
and
but
chips.
people party there.
Why?
How?
So what I'm
Why
saying,
are you doing that?
What do you
No.
mean they party where they get so you be smelling of
Excuse
fish and
you?
party?
No,
Are you joking?
No, but yes,
After you
Don't
get
make
swallowed,
me
wait,
look that-
someone
no.
eating amala
No,
okra and
no.
you now be
That's
doing
what
the-
you're
doing
doing.
the-
no,
email.
stop, no. Because
no,
at the
come
end
on
of
now.
the day, no, say.
Sunky, come on now.
I'm not gonna lie.
on now.
Come on,
Come on.
Chelsea. No, I'm gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Even at your most luscious club, right? People eat.
Yes.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah. So what I'm
fish and chips
saying
slaps.
is, no. So
But
what I'm
honest-
saying is, according to your pocket size, you tend to have fun.
But then Yusuf, you know that the experience at Farm City is different from the
So
experience.
that's God bless you for that
It's
word. So that is
experience.
okay.
what you
I
pay
just
for.
roped myself in.
So that is what you
Wow.
pay for.
I set
Okay.
So you
myself
come
up.
in, you wanna have fun at library, you're seated, you wanna have the drama, you wanna have the ambience. Hell yeah, people are being hired to do all of this. They're gonna go back home with a pay. So that pay is being splitted around the drink cost.
Okay, I have a
that make
question now.
sense?
So we're paying for the experience,
Of
but
course.
does this experience now invite insults? For example, I know there's certain places, restaurants and clubs, like they won't let you in with sippers, but my sippers cost more than your whole yearly salary. So what's the problem?
Where was that?
I don't disagree.
Is it-
Minimum wage
No,
is
I'm just saying, like, there are
30K.
some places who won't let you wear sippers, right? They'll look at
Yeah.
you and say you can't wear sippers. But your sippers are like
Okay,
Hermes
yeah.
or Dior. So now I have to ask, is it you that makes
Yeah.
these rules and passes on to your
Yeah, so to be
bouncer, or is it because I'm like, if you're gonna make certain rules, right,
Yeah.
you need to be able to differentiate. If I'm wearing Hermes or I'm wearing XYZ,
Yeah.
you should be able to differentiate this from Havana slippers.
yeah.
But you
So-
cannot. Yeah,
Yeah, so
not the vex.
so typically, right,
Uh-huh.
you realize that when clubs put on that, I'm part of the faculty that ensure that is a rule. And I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the day, right, you all travel, make reservations, and I'm saying days, not overnight reservation. They make days reservation. Like you want to go to, like wherever you want to go to, you make your reservation like 2-3 days ahead of time. So when you're doing this, you intentionally think through your outfit, right? Then you come back to your homeland and just feel like everything should be different from what you do out there. So why we put our rule is the fact that we just don't want the average human decently dressed for the club to feel like it's a wrong thing. So now we tend to like make it, we tone it down. So that way, you know that the 1 or 2 ones that are gonna be like an exemption will be the Hermes you're talking about or the Dior.
Oh, sorry, now.
But isn't that a bit discriminative?
It's
though?
not, because the minute you put it out there that, okay, so this is allowed, then you can allow the Havana,
Also,
whatever you
let me
say.
now say,
Okay.
from my personal
Yeah.
experience, right? I've been to a place, and what's even funny what you're saying now, because now you're saying it's coming from me, right?
Yeah.
I've had 2 experiences. It was time I had a swollen ankle, and listen, the thing looked like an elephant trunk. Like my
Yeah.
ankle was evidently swollen,
Yeah.
and I was wearing slippers, right? I was wearing Hermes slippers actually, and I get there, and because like it's relevant to the conversation.
No.
And they literally looked at me and she looked at my feet and she's like, we don't allow slippers here. And I was like, you can, I said, I beg your pardon. It's like, we don't allow slippers here. I said, first of all, you haven't asked me if I have a reservation. You're not even 100% sure if I'm coming here. Like,
Yeah.
you need to check yourself again. So she was
Yeah.
like, okay, so where's your reservations for? I was like, I told her, she was like, yeah, but we don't allow slippers. I said, look at me. I was like, look at me up and down. Look at me very well. look at my 2 ankles. You can see it's swollen, right? She's like, yes, I know. I was like, so because it's swollen and because of your rules, I should wear heels for
Break
your
your
sake.
legs to spend your money.
And she had nothing to say. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to be telling you this because, like I said, it's different if like my ankle wasn't swollen. I'm using this example because it was very evident. Why do you need to make a stupid comment like that? I feel like sometimes when you make these rules, you put people at the door who go out their way to try and embarrass people.
Yeah,
Then also,
so
to make them feel
then
stupid.
also have another,
And
so you
that's what
can
I'm saying.
address it collectively also. Okay. Don't address what she has to say, because I think mine is different. So yeah.
So it's more of like a discretion thing, whereby that's like one.
It's
odds
not one off. I've been to
No,
another
it's-
many places.
Yeah,
I've had gates, man.
okay, so that's why I advise, like, for starters, I don't go to places I don't know the owners.
Can I
like
clap
to-
for this? See, all my friends that I be
when I
telling
said
you
they
this,
said
I
peasants
hope
are
you
not
heard it from
allowed
him.
in the
I
beach
tell my
club.
friends
They
this
said
all
no.
the
I
time.
love-
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't go
saying it.
places
I
that I
mean,
don't know
I
the owner.
know a handful,
A handful,
right?
if
But,
we're
like,
using everybody's hands
yeah,
in the room,
so
but
it's
okay.
just they're like-
okay.
when they see Sunky coming, they just
There's no. So now,
just
like,
do the right thing. And I'm saying again, right? If you have a reservation, that person doesn't know his or her job.
And that's
because
why I
what
was
they
saying-
do is, sorry, ma'am, sorry, sir, let me call like my manager or like my supervisor. And every management or whatever in the hospitality business has that discretion of, okay, you know what? This is not your usual sleepers. This is not your usual armless. This is not your usual short. Do you get so there are some couture outfits that are like,
yeah.
I wear that most times. I wear some TI times that are like armless and everything. Even irrespective of the fact that we have the rule whereby we don't allow armless. They see you coming.
And
It's
then
dressy.
But
So it's
no.
a thing of discretion.
So,
yeah.
and that's why I said, like, if you remember back to the story, I asked the lady, I said, did you ask me whose table I was on? Because I
Yeah.
know once you find out, you will
Who's
start
the-
begging
yeah, they'll
me
start-
for, I'm so sorry, ma, I'm
exactly,
so
yeah, that's
sorry.
what I'm saying. She
So,
doesn't know her job.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I feel sometimes a bit discriminative, and I feel mostly it's towards women.
That's what I want.
I feel like sometimes as a girl, like, don't get me wrong. See, me personally, as a UK babe, we like to
Nah,
wear
Nigeria has
heels.
gone past that.
No.
I
Wait, sorry, let me tell you
disagree.
something. I always tell people that, you don't know the voice of the oppressed if you're in a place of privilege.
Yeah.
Let's establish that you're in a place of privilege when it comes to the experiences that Shaya and I would have because you're a man
Yeah.
and they treat you differently.
Mhm.
It feels like women are built up, even when you're guests, to go to the club, because I've gone clubbing. I've seen men in clubs wearing palm slippers. Not everything that looks like leather is
Sliders.
expensive.
Pool
Like,
sliders.
you see them wearing slides. You see them wearing shorts. They'll just maybe, But as a woman, it feels like if I'm going clubbing, I'm being set up to a higher standard than a man. You can't wear slippers. You have to wear heels. You can't look like this. If your wig is looking all shades of funky, there's a problem. So it kind of feels like, aside, the whole discrimination based off of money and all that now, it feels like women have to do more to be accepted.
Why?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? And this is no shade to the women out there. I love women so much. I mean, I have.
It's like, no offense, but
Yeah,
offense
like-
loading.
But it's coming.
No, like I'm just
Yeah.
saying that. Like I mean,
Yeah.
most of my friends are like women, so you guys know.
Girl
I'm not,
power. High
Yeah,
five.
but I will tell you one thing for free, right? When you actually see some certain ladies, no offense to women.
Offense.
Please, in the terms and conditions, do not take offense.
When you actually see some sort of women, some category of women, like how they come around the nightlife space, trust me, you will be happy we have these measures.
Then there are also men.
Please,
that
no,
dress
wait,
all
story.
shades of-
I
No,
need you
so
to
what
expand.
what I mean is that, so this whole prostitution thing, right? It's
We'll
not,
get there.
you don't necessarily have guys being male prostitutes. They might be like gigolo or whatever, but like in the scheme of things, you don't necessarily hear people say, nah, male prostitutes, if that makes sense.
I like how men have rebranded gigolos. Don't worry, I'm
So with women, like you
Yeah.
get some certain girls. I was a picture of, you know what? I have this lounge. I need shorty to just come around with their cocktail pocket, spending money on the food, sit by the bar and whatever. But you realize that as time goes by, most of these girls come around. Like it's not every man that comes out there that is single. Some of these guys come out with like, it's a celebratory moment for them. The wife just gave birth, he's about to get married, he just won a contract, his friend's about to get married. So you see them come like, oh, it's like a couple nights out. then there's a babe or one babe at the bar doing.
But nah.
There is so many things to unpack.
How would
here.
you feel?
I'm sorry, but let me
So-
tell you,
How would
how
you
would
feel
I
as a
feel?
woman?
Perfect. How would I feel as a woman?
So now,
It
and
is
I'm
not
saying
my-
that it's not even just one person.
It's many
Yeah,
women. Thank
so
you.
it's,
So that's why I say
yeah.
that that's the thing. It feels like women are given the extra burden of proof or burden of the responsibility to do the most. If you are a man, you have your woman, you people are stepping out to the club. Why are your eyes on the bar looking at another? But why should they enter your eye?
No,
I'm here with
no.
you.
So
It's
what
not
we're, no.
responsibility.
So what we're saying is, if this
Set of
setting
women.
where don't
Mhm.
get access
To-
in the building,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you are not necessarily prone to have
Mhm,
such.
But then the thing is, how do you?
Yeah.
That's the thing, because if you're profiling everybody, like now, okay, I'm wearing a long dress, which is very unusual for me. But if I want to step out, I like this fit. Kylie Jenner wore it. Somebody wore it. I've seen
Yeah,
the one I can
yeah.
buy from maybe PLT or
I'll say
something.
vibes.
I want to
really.
look different, and I dress up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going out. I have my money to spend. I'm not going to depend on anybody to do this and do that for me.
Did you make
But
a table
because
reservation?
Even Shayo made a table reservation, and please, Shayo, go off.
They
Let's
drag
have
me
it.
not to drag this person. They
Shayo,
already
no,
vexed me.
no,
I
please,
mean,
Shayo, no, you have to say
So
it.
basically, yeah, it was my birthday. I had my cousin book me. So I actually had two people book me the table. They were like, so first person like was taking long. They're like, oh, don't worry, my cousin did it. It was my birthday. So I got there and I was like, oh, hi, can I like have my reservations? My name is Shia. And they're like, the Shia here we have is a boy. I was like, definitely not possible. It's for me. And they're like, no, we don't give tables to girls. I said, I beg your pardon.
What?
Yeah, they're like, we don't give tables to girls. I was like, I don't understand. So like, oh, come and sit on this table here. They put me on someone's table, right? They walked me to someone's table. Unfortunately for them, it was now my friend's table. My friend was like, hold on, why are you bringing her to my... Shia always has a table where she goes. And like you
Big
said,
Shia.
it's not even big Shia. I don't like to be embarrassed. I like to be comfortable when I go. So if I'm doing something, my friends know me. If I don't know the owner or I don't have a table,
You
I
know
don't be
better
go.
go,
Yeah,
yeah.
I watch how I step out. Embarrassment is free in this Lagos. They free dash it to you anyhow. And when I
No.
open my mouth, and I be like, Shia is wicked. So I don't
Yeah.
like embarrassment. They put me on my friends. My friend, even he got up, he was like, you're very mad. Go and bring her a table. So do you know? And it's not even a do you know who she is. It's a thing like you're even disrespecting my friend.
Yeah.
Bringing her to my table like.
But,
And that's the thing. Me personally, I don't go out if I don't have money. Do you get? If I don't have money jadi. I'm from UK. You know, we like to, I keep telling people, I feel like that Vex money came from the UK.
Yeah.
I don't go nowhere if I don't have money. If you invite me clubbing and I open my mouth and I want to touch that drink on the table, I promise you I can pay for that bowl. If not more than
Baller.
it's
You're
not a
not
ball. I
shy
don't
with
like disrespect. How are you going on someone's table? You're using long throat and then ask you to drop 10K now, your body will be shaking. You'll be asking somebody for TP. That's not me. I don't like embarrassment.
Speaking of money
But wait,
now,
Oyinda, before we
Okay.
even move here,
Okay.
you know, we're diverse and small. I want you to really tell us about your documentary because also, like, by the way, congratulations
Congratulations on your
for the
documentary.
trailer.
Thank you.
We're proud of you.
to keep going on.
So tell us about your, documentary.
So nightlife in Lasgidi was baited from the urge to like have a proper narrative, if that makes sense. Like an average Nigerian, when they hear about they're going outside at night, is like irresponsibility, it's prostitution, it's drugs, it's everything uncultured, if that makes sense.
Even Narcos.
Yeah. And I really wanted to stand up for that thing whereby I tell people, yeah, I'm into nightlife. They understand it as much as they understand when I say I'm a doctor,
Mm.
I'm a lawyer, I'm an
Heard.
engineer. Do you understand? So I gathered the key players of the industry. So I have like 28 players on this.
Can you give us
interview.
like 3 features?
There's DJ Consequence that
Period.
started as
I had to shout out my friend Moni. That's my girl. She in there too.
I'm gonna get there as well. So there's a DJ Consequence that started off as with a stolen name to a 1,500 naira per gig kind of thing. Now he owns a DJ school, he owns a club, and it's still like the highest paid DJ.
Yes.
Do you get? And there's a money that I forced to move back to Nigeria. She only came around for like just play around. Then before I knew it, I'm like, this girl, don't worry. All these people that you know, you can make money here. I'm very annoyed because money, like, I'm never trying to gas her. Like, shout out to her.
Shout out to
Nobody
Noni. Guys,
really has like a gets like a feel like our guest listen is beautiful. Yeah, sound like our friends are like the cross continent. Do you get my point? So she came in December. She's like, oh yeah, Sunky, can I actually do this? Then she started everything. Now she's married. Do you get? So I literally just packed the then and now people that have like positive stories to just make the world understand that when your child or your offspring or your uncle or your brother is telling you, I'm involved in nightlife, it makes
There's
sense to
nothing to
you.
be ashamed
Yeah,
of.
pretty much.
Now, speaking of nightlife, let me ask you a question. Don't worry, you don't have to drop. I mean, you could drop names if you want
Yeah.
to, but you don't have to. So, what's the largest amount that a person has ever dropped? You don't have to drop
Like
them, so don't
drop
worry.
the spend.
Spence.
Spence.
As per, okay,
Yeah.
now you've been out there and then,
Yeah.
you know, this is Dorime
Yeah.
is times.
Yeah.
Times.
me, I have a
times,
bill that
times
I've
Dorime
seen.
plus
Yeah.
one. So, like, what's the largest amount you've ever
Okay,
seen?
so no shade
If you wait on drop out,
yeah,
let me
so
know.
like no shade to
Uh-huh.
ballers out there, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm that guy, like I work with prestige. Like
Ooh.
wherever I work.
Sorry, say that again. Let it sink in. He's not
so
in
like,
basic.
yeah, so like I don't just get to like necessarily promote for like
Yeah.
your usual clubs.
Yeah.
It has to come like structure and like so shout out to library. That's on my library. It's our
Oh,
anniversary
shout out
this
to
weekend.
library. That's echoing.
So from like a prestigious angle,
Yeah.
I'll tell you 8 million naira.
And one night, I
Yeah.
could top your
It
bill.
was like a birthday thing, like I know a very
So, what's the
Actually,
unprestigious angle? That's a wedding.
I mean I see bills going out right there and left from 20, 30 million. I don't know
Yeah.
those people, but like
I've
yeah.
seen one. It was 33 million.
Yeah.
I was
so,
looking, I said I could buy like 4 cars in this.
That is land. That is
No, like, you know, when,
who wants to be a
and
landlord?
this is not, I saw the bill, I looked, I was saying,
God.
you know,
God,
it was 33 comma, zero, like some numbers comma, then I said, wait, hold on.
Some
Not
NYSC
33,
salary is
33
33K, some
million
people are spending
in one
33
night.
million.
God.
Oh, I
Sorry.
did different head. Oh God, I
But
bet.
like, wait, would you yourself now, would you spend that amount on a night out?
Hell no.
What's the max you would spend?
I feel like my influence do the spending.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, holler.
Like, some of us don't
I
get
figured, honestly, that he probably wouldn't have to
yeah,
spend.
some of
just
us
probably
don't
go
like
there.
get to spend like our personality, like do the spending whereby they just
So,
come out there,
speaking
they
of-
pay us and
Yeah, speaking of influence doing the spending now, because contrary to what I heard is that, okay, when people have like celebrities, top celebrities come
Yeah.
for their events, and if someone's saying, okay, maybe David is at this party or this club, Whiskey's at this
Yeah.
party, you're thinking, oh, you know, Whiskey is there and he's balling and he's like, you know, just
Yeah.
bills. But
Yeah.
what I heard is that these establishments bring them, and okay, if like, okay, if maybe David is coming, he's coming with 30 BG, you know, say,
Yeah.
okay, them gather D, do you get that
Yeah.
type of thing? I heard that maybe like, there was something I saw that maybe you have like maybe 3 bottles of Azul, 2 of Casamigos, this and that. So the establishments are actually the ones spending the
Yeah.
money to have these ballers be there.
So the
first
ballers are not balling?
Is that true? If the ballers, because if you're bringing him there, you probably the one spending money to have him there. He's not spending money in this thing. But I know
Yeah.
he's, okay, the fact that Davido is at this party,
Mhm.
people want to
Come.
go there.
Yeah.
So like, what's the logic behind that?
Okay, so there are 2 ways to that, right? So it's there's the hosting part of it and there's the walking part of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So the hosting is whereby the club reaches out to you to tell you, hi David, we need you to come and perform, or hi Oxlade, we need you to come and make like an appearance, whatever. So the club gets to pay and they give you like a hosting drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, so which are called like the riders. So the
Okay.
riders in the sense that just to like kick off your table. So now you go to a restaurant and you have like a starter.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you
so
give like
these are like your-
complimentary drinks
Yeah.
and then you pay for your mains and your dessert.
No, you don't even necessarily need to pay, but like it's just how the night goes. The riders are like to kick off
The night.
the night.
Mhm.
Then before you know it,
Other people
he
are
has friends that
that
are
are
coming,
coming.
or they are ballers of the club that they've probably set the table whereby, okay, this is where the artist is staying. This table beside him is for one of the most expensive ballers or whatever. So the person just comes, he's like, David is
I have
here.
a question
Alpha,
about that.
send him,
Yeah.
send him 3
please.
bottles, send him, yeah.
So those ones are spending.
Yeah.
Now, to my question about ballers, because I still want to examine that angle. let's go into like debt recovery. So a
Yeah.
couple of some years ago,
Yeah.
Duke of Spades, that's the guy that owns Escape, came out to talk about how
Richard.
how
Richard.
Escape closed because
Of debt.
debt
Yeah.
and you know rich like people that you think these people are in the club, they're here to
Yeah.
spend money, are actually taking stuff on credit
Yeah.
and paying bills. So how do establishments, first of all, how do people address things like that, especially when these are influential figures, are public
Yeah.
figures, that there could be some kind of backlash? How do you handle that? And then how do you recover money that people are owing you? Because if I go to the club now, so let's say I have money in my account, we know that Nigerian banks do usually mint, and
Yeah.
you're getting there, and maybe you're trying, your POS isn't working, and trying to do this transfer, but I can't be like, I have the money to pay,
Yeah.
but this thing is not allowing me
Yeah.
to pay. So
How do you do?
are we going to both sit down there? But you don't know me. I'm not Davido. I'm not Burna
Yeah.
Boy, So how do you recover that from those people?
Okay.
And then people that come and do that was a very bad time in my
Doremi.
head. The people that come and do Doremi, but their money no get.
Yeah.
So their money cannot carry. They don't get
Really?
one dough in the pocket. How do you address? Because I saw something about some months ago about this guy that went to a club, was in Onisha or Anambra or so, spent bastard money. Oh yeah, I like pay, but I don't even carry one shishi. He didn't have a cover on him. So how do you address those kinds of things?
Okay, so most times, right, clubs don't necessarily it's not like a day thing. It doesn't just happen like overnight. It's always a situation whereby, because you can't necessarily say a situation whereby a first timer is doing that. Are you mad? Where are you coming from? Do you
What that
understand?
first timer that tries that? Because when people have
So the
audacity.
first timer that tries that, so most times the club gets like the valuables off. So
what if they don't have any
your phone, your car, something is taken off you.
Yeah.
Yes, that we know that it's
Valuable.
equivalent
to something?
you understand? Situations whereby you don't have any of this, you are being
You are your own valuable.
Yeah, so to get that sorted. But most times you realize that clubs don't necessarily and I feel like that is not common, because the kind of places where I work, you don't have the balls
to
to
try
say you
it.
just want to even from the entrance, you have the concierge ask you, what's the table number?
Mhm.
What's your reservation?
Mhm.
So these are like the little due diligence to
Make sure
check
things like this don't
whoever.
happen.
Yeah.
So just from what she said, so imagine someone like 30 BG comes, right? And David's just performed, they've had their complimentary drinks, and then people start ordering. Do people like David, or does artists pay there and then, or do they sign their bills?
Yeah, so I didn't finish the part when I was talking about the hosting and the walk-ins.
Okay,
so that falls under the walk-ins.
Yeah.
So walk-ins are the clubbing invites you, you just feel like it's a good day for you, or you just finished performing like you said, or you just woke up, or you just finished recording, or your artist friend is in town, you just want to show them your town.
Yeah.
So there are situations and scenarios like that whereby people come in. So yeah, because of a long-lasting relationship, or you're a frequent person, right? So there's always a one or two people in your camp that is let's say accountant, or
Oh,
rich
okay,
boys.
yeah.
So using the David as a case study, you have an ASA or a Bobo. Just after the night, you reach out to them, hey my bro,
This is the bill.
Now that bill be this for the night. So yeah.
Okay.
So circling back to your documentary, because I saw the trailer, and honestly I'm excited. I can't wait to watch it. I'm really, really thrilled. I like the idea that you're rebranding Lagos Nightlife. Let it be something that people can even study. Honestly, you could study how to be an event planner. It doesn't have to be the conventional 9 to 5. So what should we expect? What kind of topics does it touch on? Just these positives, or does it go to the dirty underbelly of Lagos Nightlife?
So it's everything. It's an 8-episode project. It has
That's
8
a
episodes.
series.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
wow.
docu-series.
Oh, congrats.
So each episode ventures into, from the business angle to the DJ to the music to the sad part of it, the the sad part of it, the not so good part of the nightlife business.
Without going into details, just what would you consider? Because I think what I would consider the sad parts of nightlife would be different from you as someone who is part establishment and part also outsider.
Yeah.
So what do you consider the bad parts of nightlife
So
that you're addressing in your documentary?
obviously, untimely deaths. These are for the people that drink and drive. So that's why there's a campaign out there that says, if you must drink, don't drive, and you must drive, don't drink. You understand? If you hear anybody out there we're always just trying to campaign. Even in, like we tell our hype man every other night, we're just like, don't drink. If you're drinking, don't drive.
trying
Kind
to
of thing,
drum it in.
because, but I mean, like, Nigerians like coconut-headed people. So you're driving home, you see like ghastly accidents, and like, oh my God, how does this happen? People get lost in it as well, because at the end of the day, there's the soft life part of it that you just feel like, whether you like
What's
it or
that?
not.
Expand. I'm
Yeah,
interested.
so what's
Yeah, struggling
like, I
is
mean,
not
you
for
just
me.
feel like everything is coming rosy. Then year in, year out, you just realize that you're not out there trying to find a career for yourself. So are you trying to be a promoter? Are you trying to be a DJ? Are you trying to be an event side of it? So you need to hold a part of it at large. Do you get? So you have to hold it. And okay, so when they ask you, what do you do here? I'm the floor manager, I'm the radio guy, I'm the
You
supervisor.
need to define it.
Yeah, you have to define it, not just you wandering around. Same people just wander around with artists. Do you get? So yeah, that's part of it. There's the drugs part of it. There's the the other things. But when the documentary come out, you
Oh,
see
okay.
all of
I
have
them.
a
don't want to. I don't want
question.
to spoil our story.
Yeah.
Yes, don't
This
worry.
is, I'm very like, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
I have a few questions actually. So, how much would you say you could make going into nightlife? And like, even from, let's pick someone like Zoya that's close, right?
Yeah.
So, from the gate man to the person the hosts, the people that check the names on the
Yeah.
tables, to the people that organize the parties, to the people to the DJ, or to the, Zoya used to have those dancers, they used to have their personal bouncers.
Yeah.
Like, how much do people make? Is it better? Do you make more money than a 9 to 5?
Because the reason I really want.
So
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing for free, right? And I feel like the night, I'm gonna talk from the fact that I've done the 9 to 5 thing before.
Mm-hmm.
There are people in the 9 to 5 that will tell you, oh my God, wait till be this. And there are people in the same 9 to 5 that will be like, yo, I'm balling. Yeah, so I feel like it's everywhere. Yeah, so it depends on you as a being. It's a lucrative business, no doubt. But like, you making extra or you doubling it up now boils down to your personality,
Your work ethic.
how exactly your work ethic, like how effective are you to this? Because definitely, someone like me now, where I work, we are the promotional angle of library, right? But then again, I find myself doing the event side of it. I find myself doing the music part of it, the artist. Just like you just need
It's
to have
very
like
inclusive.
I have a
you just have like
question.
an extra edge to it. So that way you're valuable. You're not being treated as though. So you can't expect me collecting just the bare
How much do you
price.
make?
What?
How much do you make?
Maybe you should ask library.
Eee! Okay, not you, but like, what is a base salary? If somebody wants to go into promotions, right? Let's say for like, just obviously, I don't expect Boulevard and Library to be paying the same amount.
Yeah.
But like, if someone was watching this and they're like, I've
Want
seen
to
this
get into
documentary,
nightlife,
it's
yeah.
lit, I want to get into it. What is a base salary like they should be looking like?
Okay,
What is
so
it?
I'm not gonna put a figure to it, but I'll tell you one thing for free. Nightlife is a place whereby your value speaks for you. Do you get my point? Like, you are telling me that you have a guest listing that is solid, that runs for you.
Keep going on.
My last question. How can a regular person make money from nightlife? Like, is that possible?
Yeah, it's very possible.
How?
There are
Everybody
plen-
take a paper and pen.
So there are plenty departments on the
Jotting
nightlife.
things
So
down.
what people get to see is mostly like the promoting side of it. So they feel like, oh, maybe if I don't know people, do you get?
You can't get
So
into
there's the
it.
handy part of it, whereby you're a DJ or you're a dancer. But we have the core part of it. Then we have the accounts department. We have the floor manager department. These are places whereby
It's just like a corporation.
like it's a structural
Hierarchy.
place. Yeah. So it just depends on what you as a being are trying to do out there.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think this episode has been really, really, really insightful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've learned a lot of things that I didn't even know
No, before,
about
right?
nightlife. And
Yeah.
you've changed my,
Perception.
misconceptions and my perceptions about a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, I'm dropping down one step. So how far are you looking for interns? I don't mind starting from the bottom.
What would you say, like, to round off, if they were to say Sunkyo, like, so I mean, now for me on the end, I would say Shine Inda, our podcast host. What would you say your title is? Like Sunkyo vibes creator, Sunkyo the night cruiser. Like, what would you? Sounds like a superhero, isn't it?
So I would say my name is Sunky O and I'm a lifestyle expert.
Period.
Yeah.
I love
Period.
that. High five, guys.
High
Great
five.
work.
Wait, let's share the high five. I wish you could do like that. That would
Oh wait,
wave.
pass it.
Let's do the wave. Boom.
So guys, on today's episode, I really
Is it first of its kind?
I said first of
Is it first of its kind?
First of its
First
kind.
of its
Obviously,
kind.
oh yeah,
Because we have
to do things differently.
one of I can't even say one of a
the kind,
million.
kind of the
We
one.
have one of a kind. Sunkyo, the baddest, the vibes creator, the lifestyle expert. He's got a black book. If you're opening a club, you know where to come to, right? We wanna get some people involved. We want to ask some questions. So, we're listening. Wait, also, who are you asking the question? Because me and Oyindasola can help now.
Oh,
Sure.
okay, no
Sure.
problem.
Already.
So we're gonna have questions from. Okay, we're gonna have questions
There's
from.
so many. This is a first
because it's
ever.
Sunky, obviously.
Suki, do you think the current economic realities of the country will affect Lagos Nightlife?
It can never affect it, and I'll tell you why. Whether you like it or not, you see nightlife as you see like food, right? Even if the country is dying,
It's a
people must
necessity.
eat, right? So whether you like it or not, somebody's getting married, somebody just got promoted, somebody just is about to get one sweet car, somebody's about to get one sweet deal.
So
There is always a call for celebration. So you always need to hear some loud music.
Period.
So I don't
I
think
mean,
I
look
can
at the
start
example.
So
you
you
gave us
basically
during
just
COVID,
said-
people organized,
Because-
found your way
Yeah.
around.
Did I answer your question?
You kind of basically just said nightlife is essential.
It's-
Like it is
it's
part
your-
of
it's your
your
necessary
Nigerian
evil.
life.
Yeah.
I like it.
Just say like Owambe, but in the
Oh, I'm
at
big.
night.
What about Yoruba?
Next question,
Ejo.
please. Before Shayo goes off on us.
Have you ever had a situation whereby you had to use police to arrest you or something? One very horrible experience.
So personally, I would tell you that my interpersonal relationship skills is top notch. So it doesn't necessarily get to that level because I have my ways through my mouth. But yeah, I've seen thousands of movies
Can
like
you
that.
can you play it out? Just you don't have to mention. I mean, you can
Okay, so
mention
there was a
names, but-
particular time
Yeah.
a friend came to a club in VI, but like this person is like already known as Spa. You don't owe for year, you don't owe for year. So the
Yeah.
club like open. So we don't really have like a structure here. So this is why I'm like working towards, aside announcing the nightlife industry, we should have like a committee whereby there's a WhatsApp, once you drop the person's
It
picture.
should be a
like,
union, yeah.
yeah, that kind of
Like
thing.
inventing and
Yeah, so this guy works in the club. They allowed him to do the most. As he was about to go, it was like, oh yeah, there's no money to pay. Lock the
Where did you get your
compound,
audacity
lock the
from?
gates, lock everything, collected his car. And yeah,
they got their money.
yeah.
Period.
This guy from what's it called? This Simon, what's his name? Okay.
Inventing and or the
Inventing
Twitter,
Anna and
Twitter,
that guy.
yeah, Twitter
The
swindler,
Tinder
Yeah,
Tinder,
Twi-
Twitter
Body
swindler. Can you
Lasgidi.
imagine? Tinder swindler.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
one more question, please.
Okay, so Sunky, are there names that we can't do without when talking about nightlife in Lagos?
W bar.
Like earlier on, you mentioned Sunday Dynamics.
Yeah. You know. Okay, so talking about names in Lagos, nightlife that I can't do without. So sorry for the names I will forget, but yeah, off the top of my head, I have Pretty Mike, Dark Padere Lane, known as Ghost. There's Shinopella of Qlux. There's Bobby Taylor. There's KJ of W Bar. There's who else am I forgetting? So I think that's about it.
There's other people, but no, that's a good
Salad.
snippet.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the series to find out the
Yeah,
rest.
just
Find out.
wait out.
It's
just
coming out.
Watch out
We'll
for
let you
it.
know. Watch
Yeah.
out. And also, go and watch our trailer. He's won an award for it. Let's continue to make noise about
Yeah,
it.
it's been
okay?
nominated already.
Let's
so
yes.
yeah,
Can you
we're on the
imagine? Let's
road.
go. Don't
I
play
love
with
that
him.
already. So we'll see you guys on the next episode of Terms and Conditions podcast. Bye.
Bye.